Slick talker since a jit. Winter time, all the time, ooh, yeah. Look at the way that I move, swag. Disrespectful and I'm rude, okay. I had cocaine in the school. Winter one hell of a kid. I am smoking gas, jogging mid. I'm lit. What you doing? I done did. I swear. Slick talker since a jit. Finesse. I know that this what they want. Facts. Run up some money, I'm gone. I'm the truth like Rama.
Hey yo, what's poppin'? I'm RJ here, man. We're back with another Bleach video, but today we are going to be ranking the Espada from the worst to the best. This is not based on strength. This is just based on like them overall as a character, like expectations, what I expected, them as a character, and obviously feats, of course, strength, battles, impact, etc., etc. Just them overall, like ranking them from who I thought was the worst Espada, who I thought was the best Espada, based on circumstances or whatnot. So that's what this video is about. It's not a strength video at all. But anyway, obviously feats do matter. Strength battles do matter because this is a shonen anime, of course. But anyway, we're gonna hop straight into this video, man. So let's go. The worst Espada in Bleach, in my opinion, which is the only opinion that should matter, I guess. But it is Aaroniero. That man is absolutely garbage. He's absolutely whack. Man lost to Rukia, and that's why I say this one and the next one. It's kind of hard to choose between the two, but because he lost to Rukia, what makes it worse. No disrespect to Rukia, Rukia, what I'm saying, she can do her thing or whatnot. But the way he lost to Rukia was wild. It was just so anticlimactic. Rukia literally stabbing him through the forehead. She literally had her blade at his forehead, and this man did nothing. And she said the technique like so slowly before it appeared. The man just got caught off guard and got stabbed through the forehead. Like, that was such a bad way for him to go out. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That was anticlimactic. Like, whatever. But the fact that he lost in that way, and because he lost to Rukia, that he is the worst Espada. And his character, we didn't really get much of his character. Like, most of these Espadas are literally one and dones, which is kind of bad and sad, honestly, because I feel like they could have had so much more potential, a lot of them. But most of them are really one and done characters, and this guy was a one and done character, and he was just bad. His release was ugly as well. Like, I think, I don't know, he might have the ugliest release, unless we're gonna count Tosin. Like, Tosin's thing was real ugly, but this dude is up there with his little octopus. I don't know what was going on with him, but his release is ugly. He's the worst. Point blank period. On the next one. And now for number 9, I guess. I don't know if y'all would have guessed this one, but it is that Zoomari guy, Zoomari, whatever you know who I'm talking about. Espada number 7. That man also whack as well. The reason why he's actually not the worst one is because his abilities are way more fire than Aaronioro's or number 9's, right? He has the fastest Sonito, shot against Byakuya. He can control things with his eyes, so that was cool. But we're not going to ignore the fact that this man's release is ugly. And also another one and done Espada. And what makes him better, besides his abilities being more cooler, in my opinion, than, number 9's, is that he didn't lose to Rukia. He went up against a captain. So, in my opinion, that makes it all better. He did go up against Byakuya. He did do some work against Byakuya as well. Obviously put him on the ropes. Well, not really on the ropes. I don't know. I don't know what you would consider that, but he did cause damage to Byakuya. He did need to be healed after the battle, so I guess he did put in some work against Byakuya. So that's why he is not the worst one. Aaroniero is absolutely the worst one. Like I was saying, most of these Espadas are one and dones, and he's another one and done character. We got no backstory. We got nothing on his character. None of that. One and done. Fought Byakuya. Pretty much his only screen time, except like a couple shots that we see of him when things happen in Wakamundo, but that's pretty much it. It's another one and done Espada that got taken out, and that also looks ugly. So he is number 9. Now next up, what's this, number 8? Gotta be Yammy, my guy. Y'all don't know how y'all gonna feel about this, but it's Yammy, man. That man is a straight clown. That man is goofy. That man is trash. Like I was saying, expectations. Being the strongest Espada, I would expect a lot from him, of course, right? Him being the strongest, you expect things from him, of course. Like, you expect greatness from the man, of course, right? Expect him to put in some work, which he did. I'm not gonna lie, he did put in some work. but the work he put in was just, it just didn't live up to him being the best. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't live up to it. You know, that's why he's right here, because of the expectations. You know, if he really wasn't the strongest, I wouldn't have put him so low. Bro, ignore what I said right there, bro. I would still put Yammy there, bro. That man is like really the worst Espada. Just thinking about that, bro. Like, that man is just, his character is actually so trash. It's just trash. You know, even if he wasn't the strongest, bro, that man's still there, bro. That man's garbage. Because he is supposed to be the strongest Espada. He claims to be the strongest Espada. He said he's stronger than Nnoitra. He said he's stronger than Grimmjow. You know, he said these things. He is number 0 for a reason. The fact that he did such little with that, and the fact that he really didn't do much throughout the story at all. You know what I'm saying? That man pretty much did absolutely nothing besides, you know, toss Chad like 500 miles into the desert, and Renji, and, you know, say, and throw Ruki up into the sky. Like, that's pretty much all he did. Literally. And I guess annoy Ichigo and Orihime when he came to interrupt their battle. Like, the man didn't really do much, and he's strongest, so that's why he's so low. And we didn't really get any backstory on him again. You know, Yammy wasn't a one and done character, but he wasn't fleshed out in a way. I mean, he is a very simple-minded dude, I guess you could say. You know, rage, obviously, I think that's his aspect of death, right? Is rage. So, you know, he's not much to him, I guess, but he's, you know, he's an idiot. And no, I'm sorry for your Yammy fans out there, but the man is wacky. He's a goofball, and he's just bad. You know, if you like Yammy, I think there's something wrong with you. I mean, you can like him, but like, if you're not disappointed in him, and the fact that he was the last one alive, like, that's crazy. But anyway, he is right here, number 8. Just nah. And for number 7, we do have Halibel, whatever you want to call her, the yellow-haired baddie. You know, we do have her. I did like her, you know, even though she got bodied by his, which was very disappointing. I ain't gonna lie to you. Her getting beat by his guy, I was very disappointed, you know. That's why I started getting disappointed by the Espada. Like, damn, like, you got taken out by Hitsugai. Especially when I saw Ulquiorra fight Ichigo, I was like, Ulquiorra releasing. That man was literally bodying Holified Ichigo, and he was number 4, and she was number 3, and she released, and Hitsugai was still, you know what I'm saying, like, winning the battle, essentially, kind of, you know. So it's just like, damn, it's just like she didn't have that impact like a Ulquiorra did, you know, when he fought Ichigo and his release and things like that. But I did like her backstory. I liked her. She's a woman of culture, you know what I'm saying. She's all about woman power, you know. I respect that about her, you know what I'm saying. You know, she obviously took care of, you know, Apache, Rose, and I guess Snake Girl, I forget her name, but she did take care of them. You know, obviously, you know, grouping up with the women, you know, I mess with that, you know, so I did like that aspect of her character. Obviously, her aspect of death is sacrifice, which she kind of showed in that flashback by, you know, telling them all to run away and things like that. And while she's fighting that one dude that Aizen gave power, that shark dude, I did like her character. I liked what she stood for. I did like that. That's why she's here, even though, you know, her battle feats are disappointing in a way. I did like her as a character, and I like the backstory that we did get for her, even though she did lose to Hitsugai. But she did, obviously, when she did get back up with Wonder Wise, I don't know what the hell Wonder Wise did. I don't know if somebody could explain that, because I still don't know what Wonder Wise did with his scream or whatnot. But when she did get back up, she did obviously put in some work. You know, she was fighting Hitsugaya, Lisa, and Hiyori. So, you know, she did do something, but that's when she did obviously get Slim Eyes. But, you know, she's right here, though. I did like her, but there wasn't too much, you know, especially for being a top 3. I'm not gonna lie, this one was kind of tough. I forget what number we're on, but we're on a number. Video will say what number we're on, but we're on some sort of number. But it has to be Szayelaporro is next on the list. Szayelaporro. It's tough. This one and the next one that I'm thinking about, it's I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to choose, but I had to put Szayelaporro right here, man. I love Szayelaporro. I don't know if a lot of people like Szayelaporro. I like Szayelaporro. You know, I like the presence he brought. You know, he brought a scary presence because of how smart he was. Szayelaporro was a smartass. You know, he was a scientist, right? You know, I really like that part of his character. You know, ever since I found out he was hiding things from Aizen, I was like, oh, I kind of mess with this guy, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously Aizen called him out on it. I forget what it was exactly, but I remember him calling him out on something early on when we went to Hueco Mundo. But just how cunning he is, I loved it. Obviously his abilities when he released were insane. He did beat Ishida and Renji. He beat them. He literally beat Ishida and Renji. You know, we can say that for sure. He beat them. You know, obviously until the captain reinforcements arrived, you know, that's when things went downhill for him. But he really beat them. And you know, just how he has plans for plans. You know, yeah, he has backup plans, and he just has, you know, he kind of reminds me of Aizen a little bit, but obviously, I'll say not really. Nobody can, you know, match up to, you know, the boy Sosuke. But you know, with him planning things out, you know, I did like that. He got his research on Ishida. He got his research on Renji's Bankai. You know, he did all this research, he planned, and you know, that's when he made his move. You know, similar kind of to like Aizen, you know, planning ahead, right? You know, that's what I really liked. And also when he stopped Nell's Fractions, that little what did that Sero B move they did when he just split it in half? That was crazy. That was another fire moment from him. You know, even though his fight with Renji was stretched out, he did get a lot of screen time because of it. And you know, I just really enjoyed his character, and I just feel like he was better than, you know, the ones that I listed before. You know, he's just better than all of them in my opinion, right? And then for the next one, whatever number this is, I lost track. Barragan, I had to put Barragan on here. Obviously, he probably had the most OP ability out of all the Espadas, and probably in the whole entire show besides Koketsu we get to Aizen's Perfect Hypnosis. But you know, he theoretically survived 2 nukes from Suifan, even though he was trapped in a barrier, kind of, sort of, in a way, because he was kind of, you know, on the ropes after the second nuke. But he pretty much survived 2 nukes. Dude is a tank, even though he was a one and done Espada like Halibel, top 3, another one and done Espada, which is tragic. You know, wish they got more screen time, but he did have a backstory. You know, his actually was my favorite. That man was king. He had his throne, and we got to see it taken from him. And you know, we got to see that he wanted revenge. My man wanted revenge. He wanted to reclaim his throne. I thought that was fire. And obviously him, you know, launching his Zanpakuto at Aizen at the end there. You know, tragic, but I did enjoy it. I did enjoy the little backstory we did get of him. You know, I just thought it was just so fire. I thought it was fire. You know, seeing him on that throne, you know, him trying to reclaim. I thought that was just fire. But for feats though, you know, his abilities, crazy, of course. He did take off Suifan's arm, and I guess Hachi's to an extent, you could say, right? But honestly, mainly he's right here because I really enjoyed his backstory, and his abilities are kind of like hacks out of. He's probably has the most hacked ability out of all the Espada. He has the most OP ability out of every Espada. He's just too OP, but sadly he did kick the bucket. Because Hachi is a smartass. You know, who knew? You know, that peak here dude would be so smart. Now for this next one, I mean, I'll probably guess what it is. It's Nnoitra. Very hard to put him here. But Nnoitra is next on the list. The crybaby Nnoitra. We did get a lot of backstory. I think we got a whole episode dedicated to Nnoitra and I guess Nell's backstory, right? You know, he was involved in that backstory heavy. He was an Espada that did get fleshed out more in backstories, but he did stay the same. You know, he was a constant. You know, the man has no type of morals when it comes to victory. You know, the man just wants to win no matter the cost. You know, he showed that clearly, especially when he literally got Szayelaporro's help to beat Nell. You know, and I don't really like that about him, right? I didn't really like that about him, that he's really willing to do anything to obtain victory, even if it means cheating. But you know, that's his way, that's his method, and he does stick by it. But you know, that's not something I really mess with. You know, I like, you know, people, you know, have a fair match. You know, that's how you really determine who's the strongest, not by cheating and getting help from Szayelaporro. But regardless, he was fleshed out a little bit more than the other Espadas, of course. You know, the man did fight Nell again, and he did tank most of Nell's attacks. He obviously has the strongest hero, so he really wasn't injured at all. And the man went head to head with Kenpachi. So, and in my opinion, that was one of the best fights in the arc, actually. You know, got to showcase Kenpachi, put it in work, and he did have Kenpachi on the ropes for a very long time. He did get a lot of, you know, substantial hits. Like, we're not gonna act like Kenpachi wasn't getting cut up Like Kenpachi was getting cut up like crazy. He did have a very good release. He had a very fire release. He looked amazing in my opinion. One of the best, actually, one of the best. I don't have a ranking in my head, but just thinking about it, he really had one of the best releases. No, but I also think he also had a very cool death scene. Obviously, he wanted to die in battle, which is tragic, and it also plays into his aspect of death, of course. But you know, for what he was, I think they did a really good job with his character, and you know, and for number 5, he wasn't no slouch as well. He wasn't no slouch for number 5. You know, going against Kenpachi is not easy. You know, it's not easy. You know, say, and he put work in. So, you know, kudos to Nnoitra. Don't know what number you is, but you pretty high up here. So, you know, shout out to you, my boy. Next on the list is, of course, Coyote Stark, my boy Stark. And Stark, I don't know how people feel about Stark. I feel like some people might think Stark's a disappointment, because he's number 1, and obviously he didn't really seem like he didn't do too much. But in my opinion, Stark was a monster. Stark was an absolute monster. This man just got hoed by the writers. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Stark got hoed by the writers. Kubo, you hoed Stark. I ain't gonna lie. Like, why you doing my mans like that? You know, see, did my man so dirty. I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy. Stark was a monster. He clearly showed he was a monster. This man was a monster. The man was literally taking on Rose and Love simultaneously. He was taking on Ukitake and Kurika simultaneously. Like, this man was just getting double teamed the whole entire time. Like, it's not fair for this man. And this man got backstabbed. That's the reason he lost, because he got backstabbed by Kurika. Like, what a snake, bro. Like, what is you doing, bro? Like, I hate niggas like that, bro. Kurika, he don't care. This is war to him, you know what I'm saying? Like he said, it's war. But Stark was Stark, and I guess Lil Ned, you could include Lil Ned in there as well. They showed a lot, even though they didn't accomplish a lot. They showed a lot of strength and a lot of feats, and I think they showed that they're worthy of number 1 in my opinion. Even though they didn't, you know, make the impact like taking out any enemies like that, what they were up against in the circumstances that they were up against, it really showed their strength. And you know, I think he's a powerhouse, and he's a monster. You know, and screw Kurika. You know, screw Kurika. You know, so I don't like that man Kurika. And also Stark, my boy Stark got a fire OST. Let's not cap. You know what I'm saying? That boy Stark, when he died, that OST was hidden. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? That's what I remember the most, is that freaking OST when he was dying. So that was hit. No cap. So in my opinion, he did live up to expectations, but Kubo did hoe him. So you know, screw you, Kubo. Like, what you doing, my guy? Like, why? I did enjoy his aspect of death. I think it was loneliness. Stark wanted to find a home. He found that with the Espadas, people that, you know, that he can be with, that are on his level, that are on the same strength level that he can be around. You know, he found that, and obviously he was happy at the end there. Loved his aspect of death, and you know, screw Kubo and Kurika. Next on my list, I thought this was going to be hard, but I was thinking about it. No, it's not. Grimmjow is next on my list. Number 2, Grimmjow. Grimmjow, Jajakarus, whatever you want to call him. Don't know if I said that right. I probably said that completely wrong. But my boy Grimmjow is right here. And for a big reason, this man is not a one and done character. My God. The Espadas are just one and done. This boy Grimmjow was not one and done. This man is not even done yet. Let's keep it a buck. This man is still alive and kicking. You know, don't know when he's gonna show up. You know, maybe when the anime comes back, hopefully he shows up. I hope he didn't forget about him. Kubo, don't forget about Grimmjow. I'm pretty sure he's alive, right? So don't forget about him. But he is not a one done character, and I'm pretty sure he is not done yet. What made Grimmjow so great is because he was literally a rival to Ichigo. This man is Ichigo's rival. Ichigo's only rival in the show. You might consider, I don't know, maybe people consider Ulquiorra a rival. I don't really consider Ulquiorra a rival to Ichigo, in my opinion. Grimmjow is only Ichigo's rival. That man Grimmjow wanted to smoke from Ichigo. Ichigo wanted to smoke from Grimmjow. I messed with that. That was just fire. Their whole beef and wanting to, you know, prove to each other who's stronger was just insane. They had to settle their fight in Hueco Mundo, which is, in my opinion, I think that fight is the best fight in the show. And for the reason, and for reasons because I feel like it's the most even fight. It's literally the most even fight. You know, Ichigo versus Ulquiorra is just one-sided. Ulquiorra beating down Ichigo, then Ichigo beats down Ulquiorra. You know, Aizen versus Ichigo. Ichigo manhandles that man the whole entire time. Like, let's keep it a buck. So it's the most even fight. It's the most competitive fight. It's the most back and forth fight. It's, in my opinion, it's the best. Obviously, Ichigo vs Ulquiorra looks way crazier, right? Ichigo vs Aizen looks way crazier, but I just think Ichigo and Ulquiorra is just that, you know, even, like, that's a good match right there, right? And, you know, Ichigo had a reason to be mad at Grimmjow. Obviously, the man was a menace. He stabbed Rukia through the stomach. You know, the man was going crazy. You know, he hurt his friends, right? You know, Grimmjow, you know, he did these things. And, you know, Ichigo, he wanted to, you know, give this man the hands. Grimmjow was just being built up. You know, he was being built up. Not as much as Ulquiorra was built up, in my opinion. But Grimmjow, he was being built up. And, you know, I messed with it. He's my favorite Espada. Grimmjow's my favorite Espada. You know, he didn't really have any character developments, I would say, as things went on. You know, he's kind of stayed the same. He's kind of stayed who he is throughout the whole arc or whatnot, ever since we've seen him, right? And he's always been brash. He's always been quick to do things. You know, he's always been, we've seen Aizen sun him a couple times. You know, Tosin took his arm off. Aizen, like, flexed his spiritual pressure on his ass. Like, not one and done. A lot of screen time. We got some backstory on him. Kind of sad, too. You know, all the people that looked up to him are all dead now, you know, during that first fight we had against him. So that was kind of sad, and I think he's very deserving right here at this spot. I don't know how y'all feel about this, but I think he is. And last but not least, we have Ulquiorra, the boy, the sauciest Espada, my opinion, the sauciest Zero color, in my opinion. Man was a menace, man was a god. Ulquiorra, 2 releases. He had a second release date. Only Espada to ever do that. Looks fire. I don't know if it's my favorite though. It's my favorite. I don't know if that's my favorite though. I don't know my favorite release. I don't know. That's something I gotta think about a different time. But, and he's over Grimmjow for the main reason is because he had character development. He's the only Espada that has some sort of character growth. All the Espadas are one and dones. Besides Grimmjow, he kind of stayed the same throughout. He's not a one done character, but Ulquiorra, not a one done character. He did have character growth. You saw him change over time. You literally saw that happen to him. You know, he's the only Espada that did that. That's why he's number 1. Besides the OP abilities that he had, you know, regeneration, the second release state, man was crazy, right? Man was crazy. Just destructive power of those arrows that he threw, like, boy, you know what I'm saying? And he was just built up. He was built up as a presence, you know. And, like, the shock that he wasn't number 1, like, I remember that episode was crazy. When he was number 4, Grimmjow was being built up, but Ulquiorra was being built up as something different. Ever since we saw this man arrive in the world of the living, right? And when he, like, literally blocked Urahara's blood attack with one hand, like, oh, damn, this man is indeed a problem, right? And then we see him again stopping Grimmjow, I guess, from releasing against Hirako. I'm like, this man's a problem. And he's also taunting Ichigo, like, this man ain't even that strong. Like, that, you know, like, that man was being built up like crazy. Ulquiorra was being built up like crazy. And Ichigo even felt his presence. You know, Ichigo knew this man's name when we first saw him, even though Ulquiorra never told his name. When he was walking down the steps, he's like, Ulquiorra. Ichigo was like, you know my name? You know what I'm saying? Like, this man was just, he was crazy. His presence was great. You know, he was the Espada I wanted to see the most. You know, sorry, my boy Grimmjow, he's my favorite, but Ulquiorra's like the dude that I was interested in, like, the most. You know, I wanted to learn more about him. I wanted to see him fight the most. Not gonna lie. I think he is by far the best Espada overall. By far the best Espada. You know, the most built up. The only Espada with I can clearly see that has some sort of character growth and / development throughout the story. So Ulquiorra by far is the best in my opinion. But how do you guys feel about this? What are your guys' ranking for the Espadas? You know, not based on strength, just what you think are the best, what you think are the worst. You know, what is y'all ranking? Y'all agree with me? You know, what do y'all think? Y'all think Yammy's trash like how I think Yammy's trash? Because if you think Yammy's good, I think you got some problems. But you know, yeah, no, this is my list, my ranking, and yeah, that's a wrap for that. So if you guys did enjoy the video, man, don't forget to drop a like, man. You know, I don't know how long it's gonna take to edit. It shouldn't take too long. I feel like it's gonna take a long to get the clips I want to get. I don't know, but don't forget to drop a like on this video, man. Don't forget to subscribe, man. Yeah, stay tuned, stay tuned for some more videos on the channel, my guy. Peace.